war against my own government. I would never die for America, black in America. When you black in America, feel trapped in America. Fair shooting first, black lives, they don't give a damn, so you gotta stay strapped in America. Black in America. They don't understand what we go through. I don't give a damn what they told you. They be lying in the media, don't believe none of what you hear, and only half what they show you. Black in America, when you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America, when you black in America, this is not for America. I've already struck out cause I'm young and black. I'm destined for jail cells and hearses, Lord, that's all they see for my future. My options, I play ball or rap. They think we not equal to them, well let me be the first one to cease all the rules. Cause we ain't got time for the small talk. I come from the city where the crooked niggas dwell. Feds come run away or get put in a cell. Lord show me heaven cause we living in this hell. Trying to stay afloat still bringing in them bills. Cause it's no jobs for a black man. They see us better as the trap man. Ride strapped in the mad black van. They ain't gotta tell us how to dance for a laugh now. And they just kick back, watch us die over crack stand. Somebody help us, please help us now. If they can't control us, they just gun us down. They recruit them soldiers and knowing the war was for nothing, then come home and patrol the towns. And we ain't no better, we don't make it better by killing our neighbors. We idolize paper, we spend it, we chase it. But you ever looked at them bills? These the same motherfuckers who hate us. No, they don't give a fuck about me or you. They tell us shit like stay focused and count your blessings. An honest message is one of the biggest lies that ever been televised. We can start with 9/11. Oh, they sleeping, the truth right here. You can never live a day in these nightmares. We them niggas America might fear. White man, reality is a nightmare when you black in America. When you black in America, this is not for America. I'd rather go to war against my own government. I would never die for America. Black in America, when you black in America, feel trapped in America. Fair shooting first, black lives, they don't give a damn, so you gotta stay strapped in America. Black in America. They don't understand what we go through. I don't give a damn what they told you. They be lying in the media, don't believe none of what you hear, and only half what they show you. Black in America, when you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America, when you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America. Like a week ago, when MLK steps, and I can't say that in 20 years. Too much change, it's all the same. These niggas say.
Good afternoon, folk. Welcome to Abstrakt Xcilence. As always, we're live and direct. Quickly, let's get this out the way. You guys can call in at 240-719-2560. Say good afternoon, baby.
Good afternoon.
All right, so we rocking. I'm starting here today because I wanted to first give shout-outs and love to family that are sick. We won't have Bree Love here today or Big Hody. We'll get to that a little more when I get over to the desk, but I wanted to kind of just touch on something quickly. It's been a lot of talk about forgiveness. Whether, I believe, the young man's brother, I can't remember the young man's brother's name, whether he should have hugged this lady, whether he's stupid for forgiving her. I just wanted to kind of start this out with the point that whether you agree or disagree, the point of forgiveness is not for the next person. Forgiveness is about self. You forgive a person because you don't want to hold on to that toxicity. You don't want to hold on to that burden, that pressure that comes with hating somebody for the rest of your life. I've seen a lot of memes and a lot of posts in regard to, well, if somebody take me out, y'all better ride for me. Don't forgive him. Like, listen, if somebody get me, I don't want you wasting your life hating somebody else. Because for me, that's selfish of me. It's selfish of me to ask you to take your life and spend it hunting and hating someone else when I'm not even here to even take appreciation or enjoy it. It's selfish. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their belief. But fact is fact. Forgiveness is absolutely not about the next person. It's always about self. So you release yourself from that bondage when you forgive. So I commend the young man for doing what he did. The judge, that's a whole nother discussion for which we'll clearly go into. We're gonna take miniature quick switch up and break. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of open the show with that, and also just say, man, listen, we gotta do a little more leading with love and putting this hate back. At the end of the day, we can't get anywhere with that. Let's move them, Stan.
I'd rather go to war against my own government. I would never die for America. Black in America. When you black in America, feel trapped in America. Fair shooting first, black lives, they don't give a damn, so you gotta stay strapped in America. Black in America. They don't understand what we go through. I don't give a damn what they told you. They be lying in the media. Don't believe none of what you hear, and only half what they show you. Black in America. When you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America. When you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America. Out cause I'm old and black. I'm destined for jail cells and hearses. Lord, that's all they see for my future. My options, I play ball or rap. They think we not equal to them. Well, let me be the first one to cease all the rules. Cause we ain't got time for the small talk. I'm from the city where the crooked niggas dwell. Feds come run away or get put in a cell. Lord show me heaven cause we living in this hell. Trying to stay afloat still bringing in them bills. Cause it's no jobs for a black man. They see us better as the trap man. Ride strapped in the mad black van. They ain't gotta tell us how to dance for a laugh now. They just kick back, watch us die over crack stand. Somebody help us, please help us now. If they can't control us, they just gun us down. They recruit them soldiers and know when the war was for nothing, then come on.
We back, folks. As always, the team is here. We short a few, like I said, so you know we mix and match. I said you may not always see us all at the same time, all at one time. So we got Uncle over here. Pounds man is in the building. Miss Brett.
Your boy Art.
And of course we got the babies chilling. Stan the man over there. Getting this mic together so we can rock out. As I said, Bree, Black Love. What's up, babe? He's out sick, and Big Hody is actually in the hospital. So first and foremost, get well, bruh. Shout out. We love you. We appreciate you. Call in if you want to come rap for a little bit. But y'all keep Big Hody in y'all prayers. Boo. Man, he's doing better though, right?
Yeah, so he is doing better. Bree Love will probably be back with us on the next show. He's doing better as well.
Bree Love not
because I still got to give. I know it, but he's still sick. And in that age that age range that Bree Love is now in, we got to make sure that our elderly are taken care of. So I just want to give Bree Love a shout out and let him know drink his Infamil, he'll be okay. But as far as Anthony Vick, aka Big Hody, he's doing a lot better. He should be out of the hospital within the next day or two, and he'll be back to his normal self. So just give him some love, coming from this panel today.
As he just said, the fellas are out, so y'all give y'all shout outs quickly. Oh, before they do their thing, Doc, Connect to the Bridge, Shine, Miss Teresa, Francis, what's happening? Like, y'all appreciate you, as always, with me without you. All of my mothers, I love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. I'll make sure I don't forget anybody. Everybody, I love you. Everybody that's not here, ABX, team, family, like y'all. We're gonna keep it moving. Stan, you mic'd up over there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Stan is officially up and moving. We're going to kind of just get it going. As I told y'all earlier in the week, we had prepared to talk about the male-female dynamic, but with all the hoopla with what happened in the verdict, it has sparked so much debate within inside of me, but he and I have talked. I'm not sure if you've been keeping up with it and what's going on and what your opinion is on it, but I absolutely want to hear everybody's view because I don't want to dominate the topic. We can start from that corner or this corner, however I want to do it.
Stan got it.
my view on.
Well, first and foremost, let me throw the question. What I was asking is, what do you feel? As I started with forgiveness, what do you feel forgiveness is in general, in terms of the action of forgiveness? What do you feel forgiveness is about?
I believe in forgiveness, and it's basically like you were saying earlier. It's like part of freeing yourself, but I also believe there's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's a
Agreed.
time for justice and there's a time for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, this might not be the place you want me at right now. So
I want to know your view on forgiveness. I mean,
it depends on who I'm forgiving and what I'm forgiving, to be honest. I can't sit there and tell you that I could forgive her because, one, I don't know her and you've taken something dear from me. So I'm not saying maybe at some point in life, but there would be no hugs in the courtroom. You wouldn't be getting a smile from me. I wouldn't, none of that. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, if I get into an argument with a friend and we say some harsh things, sure, I don't hold grudges with family and friends, so that forgiveness comes easier than forgiving someone I don't know.
I think personally, forgiveness, as I just said, is not even. It really doesn't come down to you. It comes down to me. Like, I'm not forgiving you for you. I'm forgiving you, so I ain't gotta hold that on my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, so forgiving doesn't mean I forget per se. I still understand that hurt. That's why I don't understand the outrage of the reaction, because that man forgave her. The hug, maybe that was a bit much. Yeah, I don't know if I've gone that far, but forgiving someone comes down to you freeing yourself. So me forgiving you don't mean that somehow, we now sister and brother and kumbaya. It means that I freed myself of the burden of carrying that hate and that harm. You're not going to kill me and my brother at that point. You get what I'm saying?
I think the outrage comes from more than just simple forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those people were sympathetic to her. You know what I mean? That
See, the
goes
judge
beyond,
was there. I don't agree with anything the judge did, for the record, but go ahead.
Yeah, the judge. Not only that, like, if you seen all the shots, it was one of the security officers in the building. She was like doing her hair. Like, there was a couple other people that were like all black people. You know what I mean? Sympathizing with her. And I think that's where the outrage came from.
But that is problematic because the system, if we're gonna go, I wasn't really trying to do it, but I mean, the system side of this is screwed up, man. Yeah. Because one, the brother, I can say, even from a personal standpoint, understanding whatever his journey is or may be in spirituality, that's more about freeing himself, right? Right. But this judge, she's at work. She has a job to do. This is not the time to be, first and foremost, your job is not to be empathetic at all. It is absolutely to judge the facts. Right. So the facts are there. She went into this man's home and murdered him. Killed him, yeah. What your job is not to, that's not your place. I have a huge problem with that.
The way that's done is, if you've ever noticed, the media uses certain words. So they don't dehumanize her as if she was a black person. If the role was different, it wouldn't have been she mistakenly went to the house. It was maybe she broke into the house. First of all, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how drunk or how you got to be to go into the wrong house and not realize at some point in time that you don't live there.
Before you pull the trigger.
When you walk in and see, maybe like, who breaks in your house and changes the whole furniture and TV and the lay of the house around? Like, that's the first question. When I walked, because she didn't walk in and directly encounter him. He came through. He came from the back. So that means you had a chance to at least survey your scene. And so this is the other part that why I say the forgiveness part wouldn't be there. She's not a normal person. You are a trained police officer. You should be able to survey the scene. You're not under the same rules as me walking in someone's house and being startled. You are trained to survey your scene. You're coming off work, so you should have at least known something that this wasn't you. So that's my first problem is I have gone to the wrong house with the key and then looked up. I'm at the wrong door. I've never entered a house that is not mine. So I don't even know how, that would give her the sympathy. But back to what I was saying, they don't dehumanize her. And, you know, it was a mistake, you know, a mistaken identity. Like, the word that they give her gives her sympathy compared to if she was black or Mexican or someone else. It wouldn't be the same words. They would be dehumanizing them. So that's where all the sympathy is coming from. It's because the way that they talk about her in the media, by the way that they portray her in the media. Have y'all seen her in a police uniform or handcuffs or
We
yet?
all know. Hold on, we all know that the media plays the words. They play around the words.
But
play
you're asking
to
where
sell
it's
certain
coming
things.
from.
Now,
That's where it's coming from. They are giving her this, you know,
it's
this.
bigger than media though, because
A
that
sympathy
that
state.
judge that I get that, but that judge doing that has far less to do with the media and it's a far bigger issue here because the police officer, from my understanding, from things I've read, is an admitted racist at some point.
No, okay, so according to she made racist comments, but she's not a racist.
That's
I'm not.
you playing
telling
on
you.
words. Now you playing on words.
I'm telling you what
But
was supposed to
I
say
got
that.
you, but you playing on words.
She made racist comments, but you know she's not a racist. So I'm gonna make some derogatory comments, but I'm not a derogatory person. So I'm gonna use that for my benefit as well.
So I can make disrespectful statements and they not call me disrespectful.
Yeah, that's how it has to be
You know
portrayed.
what?
You gotta
Hold
say
on,
it that
time
way.
out. We have two other people over here. And we are absolutely dominant. So I'm sorry.
I'm
y'all.
sorry,
Give
Mr.
y'all-
Starr. I didn't mean that.
He kind of threw me over with their racist joke. But yeah, I was reading. I think I was reading the same thing when we was talking. That the judge was out of line, but everybody else was too. Like, do you see the security guy who handed her the Bible too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the judge gave her the Bible. So this is the thing about judges. They're supposed to be impartial, like you said, in judging the facts.
Absolutely.
But they somehow tend to be above the law and write their own rules.
Well, that's
So
we're gonna get
that's
to
where
that.
the comes in.
So
at.
if you understand that this particular judge,
We can get technical about court now.
we're gonna get you. We're gonna loop you in like 2 seconds. This particular judge was endorsed by. I'm sure you knew that already, right? Was endorsed by the police department. So what do you think she's going to lean toward in such a situation? So that's when. But as a judge, she can't. This is not what she's supposed to do. Right. So that in itself is wrong. But then to go down and then get into this group hug when this is not, again, the brother, he has all rights to do what feels right to him. That's his brother who's gone. If he wants to forgive this woman, I don't feel he should be judged for that. The way he's being judged, that's his choice. Would I do it? I don't know. I'm not in that traumatic situation. Would you do it?
No, I can tell you now.
So, you said how you feel about forgiveness. It takes me time. I hold grudges forever. I don't care. It could be the smallest thing. I do hold grudges.
That's
So
a
I
woman
gotta-
trait.
Oh, that's how you feel.
We're going to come back to that. We'll probably duck into it toward the end so we can get to it for the next show.
But
But go ahead.
I know I got to work on that because I feel like if the Lord can forgive me, who am I to not forgive others, you know?
True.
Like, so. But it's the pettiest things I hold on to. And in the gentleman case, he might feel like he has to let that go for himself. As life's going on, I feel like I'm learning, like, if I let stuff go, it's like people, they already let it go, and I'm still holding on to this, and it's weighing me down, so why am I keep holding on to this? And they gone about their life, so that's how he probably feeling like, if I let this go, I won't hold on to this, it'll make me feel good on the inside. So that's how I feel about forgiveness.
And that's absolute fact because basically that's what it's about. Go ahead, Stan.
Now, my question is, with all that forgiveness, would the same forgiveness have been given if had it been a black person killing another black person?
Of course not.
Absolutely
not at all.
not.
We can all
You
answer
already
that
know
without even doubt. That's the thinking.
So-
Like, what are we talking about?
At the same time, would that be forgiveness or would that be mental health issues?
I think you just stumped everybody.
I mean,
Okay, check this out.
I would say that some people say that our people suffer from what's called Stockholm syndrome,
Mhm.
Yes.
where we've been oppressed so long that we have an
We
affinity.
forgive the oppressor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've read it all, right? No. I wasn't saying. I'm saying I'm with you. I'm saying I read it all. Like, yeah. I mean, people have. I think that also in itself, whether we realize it or not, we are missing the bigger picture here. We are at one another still. So we got a group of people still. Y'all don't realize it happens with every.
Do you mind if I chime in here?
Hold on, let me finish my statement. Everything. Oh, that's nutty. So I ain't gonna be. Neither one of us is gonna finish. Go ahead. Hold on. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, bro?
Cody? How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Man, hopefully I'll be out of here tomorrow.
Man, I hope you get out of there tomorrow as well.
Man, claim it. You out of there, B.
I just wanted to touch on that on the subject, man. I just think it's about race with the whole situation because the white female cop only got 10 years. Did y'all hear about the black guy that shot the police, dog? I know how many years he got.
Yeah.
45 and a half years for shooting the police dog. This police lady.
And she doing 20.
She doing 10.
No, the lady shot him in the air.
Shot in the air, doing 20.
The lady shot him in the air in Florida. She doing 20, bro.
Oh, okay.
Well, she got 20. How about that? But
she got 20.
In Florida, she gonna do what? 80% of that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I just think it's about race, man, and the fact that a human life is less than an animal life. Like this world is really backwards.
Yeah. That's you set a mouthful, bro.
Like Stan said about the mental thing. So there was also a video surfacing of a fight at a mall where the young guy stepped on the other guy's head. And he was laid out and he stepped on his head. And what made me think about it is when you said, if he was black, would he have been forgiven? They did an interview with the guy that stepped on the guy's head that was completely conscious on the ground. And his first word out of his mouth was, I don't feel sorry for what I did. I don't feel bad. His co-defendant, oh, I don't feel bad because I feel like I was under attack. But like you said, all this forgiveness is being given to her. And the guy shot a police dog. He doesn't get forgiveness. Nope. Lady shooting in the air. Where's her forgiveness? So, what determines forgiveness?
This is the thing, and this is that's what I was just about to say. Like everybody just throwing this. Well, this person. That's not how it works. Like we got to stop this. And what I was trying to say to you is that the bigger problem, man, is not forgiveness. The biggest problem is not Stockholm syndrome. The bigger problem is division. Y'all don't get it. You divide, you conquer. The enemy wants to break us apart, and we do this every time. Somebody gets shot, we have two different sides, two different views. OJ, presidential candidates, this, that, and the third. Like, we always divide on everything. At the end of the day, understand this. That man lost his brother. What he wants to do to move on to free himself, it should not be of judgment from us as his people. We should be just supporting the fact that he lost his brother. And however you need to heal and grieve to get to where you need to go is what you need to do. That's the problem. The problem is that we want to tell somebody how they should feel in the situation because everybody has something to say about something. But you don't even know what you're going to do. So instead of telling this man or judging this man about what he's doing, whether he's forgiven or not forgiven, the forgiveness is for him. It's not for that lady. Yes, I have a huge problem with the judge and everything else in the court system, but that our black brother that lost his brother, who's not coming back, he don't need this from us. And the problem ain't Stockholm syndrome, it's that we ignorant to the fact that we are our biggest problem.
That is true.
Like, if we don't do something there, we don't do anything. Like, the nonsense needs to stop. If we're going to be together, support this brother. If he wants to forgive that woman, I love you, brother. Do what you got to do to get where you got to go because your brother ain't coming back. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want you living your life in bondage, hate, or hurt. So if you need to free yourself and forgive that woman to move on with your life, we here. We here to support you, not the narrative, not the judgment, not the nonsense. Cut it out. Go ahead, man.
So, switching topics, did y'all hear about the dude that testified in the court against her? His name was Joshua Brown.
Yeah, he got killed.
Right, he got killed right in front of the apartment complex where the officer lived at, and they don't got no evidence whatsoever. All they got was it was just a car that sped down the street. That's it. So to me, that sounds like a hit and run, if I'm correct. So
what a hit by the police or a hit by
yeah,
because it's so much surrounding. So his family has one story. I just
Right.
looked it up to do some research. Family has one story. The police have one story. The
Right.
media have one story. So I don't even know where to go with that at, Tony. How are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
You got any? Have you been keeping up with this?
I just think like just to touch what Foot said, man. I just think it's our community too. Like, I mean, white America look at our communities and see that we killing each other ourselves. So at the end of the day, when white America attack us, it's like they attack themselves. So why can't we do it? You know what I'm saying? And that's where it started at. Like, we gotta stop killing our homies.
And
Out here first.
yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because yeah. Go ahead.
As far as the young gentleman you was just talking about, I find that really hard to believe that there's no evidence whatsoever.
Right.
Like, I just feel like they set that up. Somebody had to pay somebody off to get rid of the evidence or something. Like, you telling me you just random, a car just drive down the street and start shooting? No surveillance cameras nowhere in the area?
So let
Got any
me
footage?
give you my point to, not to cut you off.
Okay.
Sorry. Let me give you my point to what he's saying when we talking about Stockholm Syndrome. We discussing, well, what is forgiveness? Listen, we wasting time. I'm explaining to you something. So while we're judging our brother on he's a dummy, he's a slave mentality, it's just like y'all wasting your time judging your brother, right? You're wasting your time judging your brother who needs you. Meanwhile, they didn't took another one of us out without us knowing what's going on. We sitting here talking about it. We don't know what's going on. How does that happen? Somebody just testified, right? So we spending time going against each other. We spending time on social media with all these opinions and all these things. Meanwhile, they take out another one of us and we do nothing. We have no information. We have nothing. So what do you think the value is they put in our, like, we the problem, man. Like, we the problem. I'm not even about to sit here. We the problem. We the problem. You want to fix it? Fix you. That's how you gonna do that. You want to fix it? Fix you. Stop judging everything and everybody else's style but you, because every single day when you get up, you have an opportunity to make a choice to do something different, to help somebody else be better. Your fellow brother. We ain't talking about no white man, white woman, excuse my language without getting too politically incorrect. We talking about, listen, you can speak to your brother when you see him coming out the elevator, man. You cannot curse around the old lady that, come on, man, like, I ain't trying to hear that. Like, all these, everybody fake woke and know what's going on, all this. Nah, listen, it's something simple. Love your brother, B. Because obviously they don't. So if y'all got a problem with that, call in. I'm here for it.
You're going to have to, because they still have to be taught some of this stuff. They still have to be taught how to love.
Nah, you don't have to teach somebody how to treat somebody how you want to be treated, man. You wake up every day and you know how you want to be treated,
agree with
right?
that.
How?
That's
do,
me.
Do you want me to slap? Do you want me to slap you?
No, I'm going to slap you back.
Exact bingo.
But it's
that's
what I'm
my
telling
point.
you. No, you're using us.
No,
you're not
I'm
using
human nature.
You're not using the person who grew up in a crack house, or who grew up with no parents, or who grew up with no love.
So you saying
they
you think
don't understand?
They don't understand that they wanted to eat?
Hold on. No, you're using that. That's what I'm telling you. So I have an older brother. I have an older brother whose mother was on drugs when she was pregnant with him. He was taken from her and put in a foster care home until he was about 12. He was abused. He was beaten. He was everything. Then he came to live with my father, who was not the most man that you look to for love. My brother is almost completely crazy because he doesn't even know how to love himself, let alone love anybody else. You can't sit here and I'm telling you from experience, you can't tell me that he can wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to love this person here, because all he understands, listen to me, all he understands is what he knows, which to him is pain, but to him is, I'm telling you from experience, Jermaine. I'm speaking from talking to him, from being around him, from me and my other brothers trying, and sister and mother trying to show him love and show him what it is. And when you do, he rejects it because it's foreign to him. It's weird to him. It's uncomfortable to him.
So then what do?
What do? We just keep trying. There is nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Until he gets tired of it. And you know what he does? He goes off and he shelters himself somewhere. And he might not hear from him, be able to find him. And then I look on Facebook and I'll see my other sister saying, "Has anybody heard from Joshua? Anybody seen Joshua? Where is he at?"
Hold on. That in itself, one is an extreme case, but two is he.
That's
No,
not an
no
extreme
no
case.
disrespect. He has a mental disorder.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is
That goes back to what Stan was talking about mental health.
that's he has a mental disorder. Your brother has a mental disorder. What I'm telling you is the average person walking the streets does not have. They may have gone through mental trauma. They may even experience PTSD, but they do not have a mental disorder. It's something chemically not right there with what you're talking about. What I'm saying to you is human nature. We have to stop because what you're doing is prolificating the problem.
No, I'm not.
You're justifying what the
Well, no,
behavior is by
human-
saying
so-
that you don't have to have him, and that's why they killing us in the streets
The human nature
because
start
we
on
don't
this love?
understand him.
I'm asking
Do you
you.
think any baby, when a baby's
If you go
born,
back in
yes,
history,
it does. Yes,
most
listen,
human nature.
a baby is not born.
So
A
but
baby,
I was always
listen,
taught.
a
Hold on.
baby's not born with
You're right.
doubt.
Not at all.
Ever.
It's taught.
It's, it's taught doubt.
Yeah, it's
yes,
taught,
exactly.
yeah.
So what are you talking about?
That's
That's
what I'm
love.
telling you. So if you teach that, so you're telling me if you take a child and
But
put
you
it
don't have to
somewhere.
teach a child love.
Listen to me. So when you take a child, put a child somewhere, and don't give it any doubt or any negativity, it's gonna just be what? And understand what love is and
Yes.
understand what it is.
Yes.
How if there's nothing to show what
It's
the opposite of
born
love
with
is?
it. What you mean? It's born with it. Like we all literally are born with this innate. Why do you think a child trusts you immediately out the womb? Like you think why would any child trust you specifically?
Me?
You.
They don't. So
Your
how-
children do. Like we all just like your children. Like we
Yeah.
know that Soraya does. Why would a child trust
I had to
you?
earn that though.
No, you didn't.
Why didn't I?
No, you
when she
didn't.
first came,
She
I couldn't
ain't
pick
even
her up.
won yet.
So her mother had to have her. I had to show her that in that state
Well,
that
I
I was
don't know
able to
what's
take
going- I
care of
didn't.
her.
Not
Matter of
ever.
fact,
I
what I'm telling you is that
Never. I'm telling you, I got 4 of them and I didn't. Not a
that's
one.
you.
Not
See,
a one.
once again, you
and I
keep
ain't never
saying
heard
you,
that.
But I'm telling you that everybody doesn't understand how to love. We sit here and see
Listen,
people kill
what
themselves
you-
because they
no,
say
that's not
that
what
they
you
can't
said.
love
You
themselves.
say understanding how to love versus, and we get way off topic because but this is my point. This is what we do. We start talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing because you sit
How?
here talking about.
But this is my
Listen,
opinion.
Listen, I'm not saying that it's not your opinion, but that's just like it's their opinion to say whether he is wrong for. That's not gonna fix anything. We still gonna get shot in the
get
streets
that.
when we leave here.
But so what is the? You keep going back to we have to fix
Accountability.
This. You keep saying okay.
Accountability.
So explain accountability. Tell me what your accountability,
Accountability is taking responsibility for your actions and your choices.
And you think
period.
everybody's going to do that?
It's not on me to decide that. That's what I'm telling you.
So how do we get?
If
people
we
to start
don't,
being accountable?
if we don't,
So where
you
do we
can't
start at?
keep-
Just
you-
with ourselves?
What we talking about right now?
Okay, so I started being accountable, which I'm doing. You're accountable. She's accountable. He's accountable. So it's Stan. Now, what does this lead to?
What it leads to
helping
is
out?
if you're accountable for your choices, you're not going to make the choices that are going to affect or hurt or kill somebody else. Like accountability is something that you choose. It's what you. It's being aware of your choices. It's being aware of your decisions. Understanding that every choice comes with a consequence.
How is that
so whatever choice
radiating?
you make,
How is that radiating out to others?
what you mean? How?
Us
If
doing
each
us
of us,
count-
if each
I'm
of
talking
us
about
is
us.
accountable,
Starting with us because I'm.
who is us?
So this is where we always clash at. Is that I believe people need to be taught. You believe people should know.
No,
That's what we kind of clash at. Like I still believe
we're not
people
talking
should be
about that
taught.
anymore. No, we're not talking about that anymore. We're just talking about accountability.
And I still
You
think
need to,
that
so you
need
telling
to
me
be,
I need to be, and you need to be taught about which.
Yes, everything. You need to
Well,
have
and
some
that's
kind
that's
of
why we're
knowledge
going to
on
keep
it.
getting shot down in the streets.
If
Because
it-
we're the only people that feels like we need this. That's why we're going to keep.
It's been
That's
like
that's
that.
Stockholm syndrome to me. That's what it is for me. Because this mentality is the problem. We stay stuck in this. We got a training wheels nonsense, and we're going to be exactly at this comfortable place of contentment for the rest of our lives, where everybody else makes the decisions that change our lives, where
because
everybody makes the
what you're
decisions
doing
on
is
whether
you're
we
sitting there
get killed
telling
or
us
not.
what we need to do, and in a way we need to be accountable.
I'm
Where does
I'ma
it
be
start?
accountable.
You're going to be accountable.
Yes, that's where it
But that's
starts.
the thing. You're not doing nothing. I'm worried about killing me or robbing me.
But you can't do anything until you deal with you. It's like fixing what's in the house.
Okay, so are you fixed in house?
That's why I'm being accountable for me.
Okay, so what does that do for the young 18-year-old that's out there now?
Set an example because they're gonna follow far more what I do than what I say because talking is cheap.
Besides Anthony, what other 18-year-old has followed you or have you reached out to?
Say again?
I'm asking
You obviously don't know my life, but I got you. I have a row of kids and people that follow me because I have no other choice, and this is true. Even in we're sitting here in it right now. This isn't by chance. So I'm living my life through accountability and blessings come
It's
from
changing,
that.
and your accountability
In my
is
life,
changing other
it's
people's
changing.
life
It's
for the
changing
better.
the life. Exactly. I'm sitting here around it.
You're sitting around. We're all accountable for ourselves.
You're
She's
not
been
getting
accountable.
it. You're not getting it. This
'cause it's not making
platform, this
sense.
platform doesn't exist without such. It doesn't make sense to you because you're just talking. Literally, you're just
No,
discussing the debate
what
with me
I'm
at that
telling you
point.
is, I'm
Because
telling
we're
you,
sitting in it. Like I'm looking around it.
That's how you view it.
What is it?
So, and like I told you. So, for example, I teach my kids to be accountable for themselves.
Your
There's
kids.
no way that they would know. So you've heard Brian come on here and say that. I got a friend named Habib who
I heard who come on and say what?
Brian say that when he was young, one of the reasons why he's on the road is because of me. I stayed with Brian. I did all kind of stuff. Hold on, let me finish. I have a young another dude named Habib who at one point in time lived with me for a month. Another friend named Joe.
Okay,
they
well,
didn't hold on.
No, listen. You dominating the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop nonsense.
I mean, y'all was going at. I mean, y'all was making some valid points though, and what you were saying, and what y'all was saying, like accountability. You were saying actions speak louder than words, but you know, my generation, we stubborn as hell.
That's my example. Yes.
And you can show us, you can see it, but some of us won't understand it. So how do we get out, like you say, get out that comfort zone to ask questions and step out and take accountability?
That was my point.
Yeah.
Great.
With your generation, to be honest, I don't know, because like you can have people in place like us that's showing you and willing to guide you and be there for you, but you still like, I'm still gonna do what I want to do and learn on my own. And then when you hit that, it's gonna be a point where you gotta hit that hard rock. You just gotta hit that hard wall, and then you'll see that's not really the way to go. That's what I see it as. You gotta learn on your own.
And then we let the mouth of the South come back.
I mean, I just got a different opinion on forgiveness. You know, I think that a lot of our opinions or our views on forgiveness comes from a Christian perspective. You know, but you know, like let me throw this out there: the people we're dealing with, they come from lines of Visigoths and Danes. Okay, Vikings. You know what Vikings believe? Vikings believe that you war your whole life, you pillage, you do whatever you do, and an honorable death is the best. For someone to actually kill you
right,
and send you to Valhalla and you die in battle is the most honorable
like samurai
death.
Right.
So, is our forgiveness the same kind of forgiveness that they have? You know what I mean? Is our perspective of spirituality, life, and death the same? You know, I think that's the real ruler that you have to measure with. You know what I mean? I don't think they have the same outlook. I think they're taking advantage of our heart. And they have been for a long time, for hundreds and hundreds of years. You know, people think that we lost by the sword. We lost a lot of places by the Bible and missionaries. You know what I'm saying? Without a gun or a sword. You know, people take advantage of our kindness. You know what I mean? And I think that the outrage was just, you know, I think that was needed. I think that God was trying to show us something and start a conversation like this.
Agreed. And my thought process for you, mouth of the South, come back on what you're saying.
I'm the star. That's the star.
Anyways, what he was saying, what you were just saying in reference to that is why I said forgiveness is a self thing. Because it doesn't mean that you forget. It doesn't mean that I get to decide what you do after that.
Right.
It means that you have to decide for yourself what you want to do. And as your brother, it's really not. If it were you, right, and it's your situation, it's not my place to tell you, Stan, you stupid.
That's
for
true.
forgiveness. It's my place to
agree with
support
that.
you, brother, because I love you and I want to see you get past this however you need to get past it. So whatever you need to do to process it, you gotta do it.
Right.
You know, you dig?
Yeah, no,
So
I feel
at
you.
that point, right, it's not for me to decide now. After that point, even if 6 months later you decide, you know what, I did forgive him, but let's ride. Well, so I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not really about judging the decision per se. Like I'm trying to say to him,
No,
it's about us
I'm not
going
judging his
and
decision.
growing
Yeah.
together.
I'm not against what he did. I do agree with
I
you
know
on
you
that
that.
part.
We
You
gotta
know what I'm saying?
support
My
your
only
brother
thing is-
regardless.
Yeah, that's
if
it.
he was gonna strike back, you gotta support him. If he wasn't, you gotta support
Yeah,
him. I get that.
Yeah, 100%.
Siobhan, I love you. I see you. Go ahead,
is,
Mouth.
I mean, you want me to start a new topic? Or you want me to?
No, wait, you got to comment.
This is a
Go
deep
ahead.
topic.
Yeah.
This is a deep topic.
Go ahead.
Now, like I told you, so my biggest thing on everything is, and it's just me. I'm not saying that you're wrong for the way that you do, or you're wrong. I just believe that people have to be taught, and one thing about being taught is you have to constantly teach in order for them to learn and grow. I can't assume that someone knows. That's where a lot of our problems, I think, come in, that we assume that this person, I assume that Tony know better, if he got my daughter, not to take her and put her on the stove. I assume that. But did I actually tell Tony, don't put the baby in the stove? So, and hold on, and I'm speaking on this. Hold on, I'm speaking on this from
Don't cook the baby.
From being a manager and having to deal with other people. And I got adults working for me who's been doing this job for 20 years, and I come on the job for 3 days and I say, there's no need for me to tell this person how to do that job. They've been doing the same job for 20 years, and then I'll come back and look and be like, I had a lady come to me the other day, 25 years, everybody, in the restaurant, 25 years, and she told me that we do not have this in the restaurant. She's never seen it.
Okay.
When she pointed to me, the word saying freshly ground black pepper, I assumed that she knew what ground pepper was. But because I didn't teach
You
her.
about to start telling parables about his job. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get away from him altogether. We're gonna go back and Stan. Go ahead, Stan. What was you saying, man?
I think that was pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like, I do believe that we gotta support our brothers and we gotta stand behind our brothers and sisters regardless of whatever their choices may be. But I also believe that we need like some type of mafia or something, man. Somebody gotta hit back. You know
So
what
here
I'm
we
saying?
go. That's where we go.
Regardless,
This is
like,
where we talk
what-
about the structure. What he talking about? What he's saying. Well, how do you listen? At some point in time, somebody gotta say, "Listen, I'm tired of just sitting." If you got flip some tables, you got flip some. All this comfort of kumbaya nonsense of what you saying,
Yes.
I get it. I get what you saying. I get it. Yes, you got to teach.
Kumbaya,
Listen,
me?
I'm not because you talking about you got to teach.
I'm
this,
talking
that,
about
and the
us,
third.
not teach them. I ain't worried
No,
about
but
teaching
we,
them.
in order for, see, that's all we focus. We focus on trying to get back at them.
No, I'm focused
And
on
the
teaching
thing
us.
is, we can't fight a war without first building an army. You dig?
That's a fact.
So understand what needs to be done here, and
We
that's
have an
not
army.
An army can mobilize. Hold on, an army can mobilize and fight a war. We don't have an
Listen,
army.
We have an untrained army. There's no way that all the killing and fight we do with each other in the streets, that we're not more trained
In order
go
to be in an
war
army,
than they are. What I'm
you
telling you is,
can't- we're not united.
We don't have we have an untrained army. It's like when we was in school, ROTC, we're all over
Then
the
it's
place.
not an army, then, right?
It's untrained. We have a militia.
You know
You
what?
got-
I'm
they
not
got
even
another word for you.
he just-
You got a militia, Stan.
He just like to sometimes come up with stuff to oppose stuff. I don't know what
You guys understand? He just don't agree.
Contrary.
What I'm doing now,
Thank you, Stan. Thank
I'm
you.
speaking for Hody and Bree Love to stay out here. I'm taking their time.
He just talking. That's all he doing now, y'all. He bored. He bored. Nah, I'm messing with
It's
you.
hard, right? But
Thank
like
you,
you
Stan.
said, we not organized.
No, not
We
at all.
out there in large numbers.
That's all I'm
We
saying.
got
I so I don't
numbers.
even know why he just sit here
But we
fussing.
had each other out there. right?
Ain't no way.
Just
Ain't no
think
way.
we can
to
get
be
somebody
alone.
to get us to.
See, no, you fooling yourself. Here we go again. This is why we need a mafia. You fooling yourself. You trying to sugarcoat. That's what I do to my mother. Like you sugarcoating and want to make everything comfortable. Not well. We got an army. We just not. We an untrained. No, listen. I can't curse. We screwed up. We screwed up. We need work. We need in-house work. We need to get it together. Listen, you want war? Okay, we'll build an army. But you cannot have war with just me, you, and some homies having
Nah,
a few
you
guns.
gonna lead the war.
And listen. I'm on camera. I love y'all. That's all I got. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I love y'all. He trying to bring out something else today.
No,
Siobhan, what's going on? Hey, listen, if you are still there, you need to call in because you sparked this wherever you are. 240-719-2560. Miss Davis, I am absolutely calling you out, ma'am. Wherever you are, call in. Thank you. But yeah, I think if we can get past this part of division and realize what I do with talking in the car, like how powerful we are and the things that we actually have inside of us, so to speak, Yeah, it changes then. That's where it changes. We don't even recognize how impactful and powerful we are individually, but also as a group, as a unit, as black people. Or
How do you combat that?
that's the thing I don't have an answer to.
I think I might have an idea.
Just talking, just speak it, brother. Oh yeah,
Well,
speak it.
I mean, like, I think that if most of us actually studied our history and learned it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the deep history of our people, it would show where we were all at once unified. Like, we've always been various factions, but we were very much unified. You know what I mean?
I heard you. I heard it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can say that, but how you gonna get them to study their history?
I think there's power in knowing your history. A lot of things that happen historically are happening to us today over and over and over and over again. We getting gamed in a lot of ways, and a lot of people are just totally unaware.
He's absolutely correct though, for the record, because Doc, I love you. He's really big on that. She would get on me when I first started on Connect to the Bridge. You know, you need to make sure you read it. You know, make sure you research. So now it's gotten to a point where it's natural now. But you know, you do need somebody. That's where he is correct. You do need somebody in some cases to start that process, because once you start going down that rabbit hole, so to speak, naturally it's going to take you where you need to go, and you'll eventually get into it. But
You know, that's what we jacked up to.
that's where I don't have the answer how we get to that.
Because
point,
even in school system now, they done took African American history out,
Right.
and
I
our
did
young
not know
people,
that.
and
Are
some
you serious?
some
It's
schools
not
have
even
been
called
fighting.
slavery anymore.
Right.
Hold on.
They done took it out.
African American history out.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not. You know.
All
It's
schools
just.
not
They
doing that
do
no
not
more.
teach
It's just
it. That's what I'm
basic-
trying to tell you. They don't teach that.
So I'm saying, how do we
is
get
it
back
called
to
now?
letting
The
them
Pan
learn?
American trade or something? What is no longer called slavery? They changed the
something
name
trade
of it.
something.
It's called the transatlantic trade.
Yep.
I'm looking over his thing because
Am I
You want me to
saying?
jump in there?
Am I saying?
this is like it, right? This is the green light come on right there. Whoa, baby.
Go ahead, Stan.
Well, I mean, what you gotta understand about education system and African American history, a lot of these things are being mistaught to us in a way, and then you have people going in fighting to get these things removed out of the curriculum. You know what I mean? And it just appears like, oh, we don't have African American history anymore. But technically, if you really do your research, there's no such thing as an African American.
Break it down, brother.
100%. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Hold
and
on, we got enough time. We're now.
yeah,
break it down.
what they give us in school is social studies. They're socializing us.
Mm.
And even when you talk about education, a lot of people don't read because the people that teach us make us hate learning. By the time you're done with it, you're like, I don't want to learn another thing. I want to go to work. I want to make some money. You feel me? And that's how they keep us away from the whole shebang. The whole game. They don't teach us anything, really.
It'd be false information.
So therein lies the enigma that we have here. Like, we can't even get to what we need if we don't first source who we are. That's why accountability has to be taken.
And that's why I'm
See, that's why I said the next level is what he was. That's why I want him to speak, because I get what you're saying, but that is exactly what they want us. That's how they want us to think. Oh, well, you gotta kind of. No, we don't need to be. We don't need no training wheels. Do you know how powerful we are? Like, if you just get us to pay attention, all you gotta do is say it one time. My kids prove it on the regular. Your kids prove it on the regular. Look at that menace.
We're not talking about
Look at that menace.
us.
Did you teach Menace how to look at the phone and press apps? Did you? Because me and you both sit there and watch her do that on her own, right?
Yeah.
The gifts that we have inside us are naturally there. It's the fact that each of us, we literally teach our kids how to dumb down the gifts that they have.
No,
We do that.
Listen to me. So, what did we do with Menace? We kept pushing her, right? Once we seen her do that,
I just don't even bother her. Yeah, just don't even let her
We
go.
started pushing her,
no,
right?
I know. I don't
That's
let
what
her
I'm saying.
go.
We don't have enough. So I just told you. So, for example, that trans-American trade thing that I found that out by actually watching YouTube, and it had like 100,000 hits, and under that was a shootout on live on IG had 3.4 million hits, right? The problem with that is that even what the lady said on that was she reached out to the encyclopedia company and said, hey, this is wrong, and they agreed with her and said, don't worry, we'll make a change. You know what the problem is? They only change them every 15 years. So there's a generation that's going to learn that there was no slavery. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to teach that to someone else. It's just like the people say that the Holocaust wasn't real. more and more people are starting to believe. If we didn't have the Holocaust Museum in D.C., I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I would have no clue what it was because by the time it got to me in school, it was just kind of a small part of the war.
It's what you almost making the point indirectly.
When you
Genius.
talk to them,
Like I'm saying, this point is basically that if we aren't accountable for our own knowledge and history, we will get nothing. So yes, you're right. But I'm not even dependent on the encyclopedia no more. 'Cause you know what? I can get all this knowledge. Y'all just spend all this time with social media with all this nonsense, but you know how you're supposed to use the internet, what's actually there, what you can actually get from it. So you know what my job is as an elder, as I said in the car sitting with my family, listen, I'm taking the reins. I'm taking patriarch status at this point because I'm going to get the knowledge needed to make sure it continues in tradition and structure to pass along in our family in terms of lineage. It's called being accountable because if you continue to say, well, who's going to do what, nobody's going to do anything. So at the end of the day, yeah, I can't expect the schools or the Europeans or the encyclopedias to give the knowledge of my people in the way that I can give it. I don't want anybody to tell my story anymore because that's been the problem. They've been telling my story, and in telling my story, they make it look this way, and they feel like they can just do whatever they want to do because they got the narrative. That's why you ever hear me say a lot of posts, a lot of things, we're trying to change the narrative. They're not telling our story anymore. Not if I can help it. And I'll die for that. And I mean that. I want the smoke. They're not telling our story anymore. So from that sense, that's it. It ain't nothing else. It's time to get up off the couch, get up off the phone, seek the knowledge that you needed, and then pass it along. Because otherwise, you just talking, and you part of the problem because you're not part of the solution. And if you disagree with that, cool. But those of us that are doing, just understand we're gonna keep doing, and all that no. That's what I'm saying. Like this is it right here. You're looking at it. This is the movement. This is the moment. This is accountability.
Don't look at me.
I mean, I'm looking at you all the time. This is the moment.
I have been doing that lately. I have actually been really good. I have been trying. I have been helping out. I have.
When we come back to the relationship conversation, he'll be able to. He's gonna really talk then, guys. Really gonna talk then. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, y'all. The right side of kind of held the show the other day. I'm sorry.
Matter of fact, can I ask you guys a question concerning us? So there's a guy young guy from my neighborhood. I'm not going to put his name out there, but he just got locked up for robbery charge. Worst part was, for the most of his life, he wanted to be better than what the streets were. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he worked and, he had a little problem at work and he lost his job over it and stuff like that. But now he went to the streets. So I'm just trying to figure out, for y'all, because y'all are younger, does that seem like the only alternative? Either I'm doing this or there's the streets. There is no hope in the middle for you guys of like, okay, yeah, I hit a bump, but I can still continue on this road. It's like I hit a bump, so now I have to go directly to the streets. Like literally, I'm not saying he went from working, finishing school, wanting to go to college, have his own business, in less than 6 months to jail.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead. I can answer that.
I mean, it is hope. It is hope. When you hit that road, it just, sometimes when people hit that wall, they never had it to begin with, never had the hope that they was going to make it out or whatever. They're just doing it just for fast money or just to get on their feet. But some people in my generation, when they do hit that wall, they have the structure behind them to help them stay on the right path instead of going straight to the streets where they can end up where, some one of your homies from high school, you see him doing big in the streets, whatever, you go ask him for help instead of staying on the people that's working, structured, not fully structured, but got a mindset where they know where they want to go, who they want to be, and what they want to do. Some people don't even have that. They just go out, go get it, and be satisfied with what they have until they hit a crossroad where they got to grow up and be mature and stop playing around and don't know how to take that. So it hits them hard, and they just throw out everybody else out the window and decide they know what's right for their life.
So like our generation wanted the money and the cars and the houses. You know, my generation, your generation, but you guys have a different outlook on, like so. What I mean, if I got on y'all generation, if I got on a diamond chain and a big necklace and the $400 outfit, and $600 belt and shoes, that makes me like a top guy. But I could be homeless, and that's okay. Being homeless okay, but as long as I have the clothes. So I don't understand like the mentality. Where does that come from for you? Because we had the same gangster rap. We originated the gangster rap.
Right.
We had real drug dealers, not the fake drugs. We had the real ones. Where did that come from?
Our gangster rap was really like they was real.
Yeah, they was real gangsters. Yeah. So like, what was such the change that made you guys say, man, as long as I got this material stuff, everything else is. I can be homeless. I can be the worst father. I can be a horrible son. I can be stupid. Like you know how many stupid youngins I run across that
Social media.
irk my soul.
Social media. You can
That
post
is the
whatever
big
you
difference.
want. You can post whatever you want, and people believe that's who you are. Simply, you can go on Instagram right now and find somebody with a $400 chain, and I bet you they still living at Section 8. I bet you.
I think that's a deeper
like you said,
conversation.
you bring up Moses.
Yeah, exactly. I told you.
Perfect example.
Yeah, but I mean, I think some huge issues there with that, and
He was
I think
being taught.
we would probably deal with some parenting issues more or less with that. I think that comes into parenting, and I don't think we have enough time to get into that because parenting does structure the confidence and security to not follow, but rather lead. That's a parenting thing. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
that is another topic for another show, but I also did not touch on something that I wanted to touch on from the very beginning, which is very, very, very important. We got about 5 minutes. It is absolutely October, and as you can see, myself and Art, we have on the pink. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I want to take a second to give a shout out and show love to the breast cancer survivors and anyone dealing with and going through that breast cancer struggle, but cancer in general, man, cancer sucks. And I commend you all, my love, my prayers, my support to the survivors, survivor families, and all those struggling with it in the moment. We are here in support. Abstrakt Xcilence absolutely supports the cause. And you want to say anything on that?
Same for me. I support all prayers and loved ones go out there who has breast cancer fighting it right now, who lost people to breast cancer. Love and support y'all. Keep fighting. All prayers go up to y'all.
I encourage women to check regularly. Men too, but mostly women to check their breasts regularly, do the exam.
That's a really good point. I didn't know until a couple of years ago that they can even get breast cancer. But yes, man, make sure, fellas, your checks.
I mean, I must say that as the people in general, we need to go to the doctor more. We have fear. Fear is one of the worst diseases ever because fear will cripple you from doing something that you know that you can do.
Church.
So we need to get checked out regularly. I mean, I understand that we have this debate, but we don't have health. It doesn't make a difference what revolution we want to do if we all falling out in the streets.
And I'll tell you
so
what.
please, everybody, go get checked out.
Because I'm honest, I need to work on that myself. I'm not a big fan of so listen. So I ain't got the time, but I lost my dad at 7. One of the first things is all that it's mental, so I don't really. But when I'm forced to, I absolutely have to go. So but I'm not something I have to work on. Okay, we have a call with 3 minutes left. Hurry up, caller.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey,
okay,
just to touch on what y'all saying, man. I think the younger generation, they just wasn't set up for the real world the right way. You get what I'm saying? Like everything was basically almost given to them. Like they never struggled. So when they get out there and they succeed, the first hurdle they see is they panic. You know what I'm saying? They don't embrace and adapt. They panic and they just go left and do something different.
Yeah, white people with no gas. That's what they do. They panic when the gas cut off.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is, man. They just wasn't set up for the real world properly.
You done? Oh, my bad. I thought you were still talking. No, I definitely agree with that sentiment. Your man Pounds threw me off with something he said, but wait,
About breast cancer. I want to say, if you're melanated, Get your herbs up, get your greens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Drink your good water, spring natural water. You know, because cancer and disease can't survive in an alkaline environment. If we ate more herbs and less flesh, animal flesh, we wouldn't even have cancer.
Knowledge and power, people. So when he said, so listen, we have a team being built here, and throughout this season, we're going to do a lot of different things. So make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel, Abstrakt Xcilence, immediately, because we're going to have different segments coming. Stan's going to do his thing. We're going to do different things throughout the week when we are on our off week, because, you know, we do every other Sunday. So when we come back on the 20th, that's our next show. We're coming back with, we're going to go ahead and do the male-female dynamic. We'll probably have open discussion, a few females talk love and lust. But who knows? You know, things come up. We are in the moment type people. So that's it. Y'all just make sure y'all subscribe. YouTube channel, Abstrakt Xcilence. Instagram, Abstrakt Xcilence. Twitter, WhatsApp. Subscribe, follow, click, like, share, support. All support is good support. We appreciate you. We love you. Each and every. Shout outs, y'all, quickly before we go.
Brittany's gonna talk more next show.
If you shut up. If he shut up, she can talk more.
Segment.
And hers. As y'all see, Jacob and Julius back here, we about to say good night, folks. So we like y'all. Stan, we out, baby.
I don't understand what we go through. I don't give a damn what they told you. They be lying in the media. Don't believe none of what you hear, and only half what they show you. Black in America. When you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America. When you black in America, this is not for America. Black in America. Out cause I'm old and black. I'm destined for jail cells and hearses. Lord, that's all they see for my future. Options, I play ball or rap. They think we not equal to them. Well, let me be the first one to seesaw the rules. Cause we ain't got time for the small talk. I come from the city where the crooked niggas dwell. Feds come run away or get put in a cell. Lord show me heaven cause we living in this hell. Trying to stay afloat, still bringing in them bills. Cause it's no jobs for a black man. They see us better as the trap man. Ride strapped in the mad black van. They ain't gotta tell us how to dance for a laugh now. They just kick back, watch us die over crack stand. Somebody help us, please help us now. If they can't control us, they just got